Welcome to the Passionpreneur Podcast. We are back one more week. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for following us. Thank you for all your support. This is the show where we build better leaders by helping you build passion-driven revenue streams in order to live your most profitable, productive, and successful lives. I'm your host, Ryan C. Greene. Did I say that already? Hey, I'm going to say it again. I'm your host, Ryan C. Greene. We are back again. So, I just love doing this show. I love doing this show because I love the people I get to talk to. I love the people I get to help. And this week is no different. We are going to have a great guest today. We're going to talk about protecting yourself, protecting your house, protecting your business. We're talking about insurance. So we have an insurance professional coming on in a minute. David Hardrick out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania will be with us today. But before we get into that, make sure that you go ahead and subscribe to the podcast. If you're listening to it right now, just go ahead, look at your phone, look at the computer, however you're listening, and click the little heart button, click the subscribe button, whatever it is on your phone, click the follow button, whatever it is that's going to make sure that you get every new episode sent to you. Go ahead and do that. Trust me, if you like what we do and if you want to see us grow, we can only grow by getting more followers and also by getting more 5-star reviews. So make sure you go ahead and put a 5-star review in the podcast for us as well. So we have the power to build our own media, to grow our own media. If you like someone, you have the power to blow that person up by giving them those reviews. So we want to talk about an event coming up soon. Speaking of getting together and helping one another, we have the Mastermind Exchange coming up soon. It's the free virtual summit. I want to make sure that if you haven't already registered for that, if you're a business owner, if you're looking into ways to really take this year to the next level, if you really want to know what can I do, how can I get around some people who can teach me some things that I don't know, then the Mastermind Exchange is for you. It is a free virtual summit. We have 2 days packed of great information, great training by some of the top experts in the field over 2 days in January 17th and 18th. You know what? Matter of fact, I'm not going to sit here and tell you all about it. I want you to go ahead and listen to this. Take a listen. When I was getting started in my business, the one thing I wish I had was a group of professionals who had already had success doing it before to help me along the way. That's why I put together the Mastermind Exchange. We're bringing you professionals and experts to help the next group of entrepreneurs get started in the right way. The more small businesses we can help get it done right, the better it is for every entrepreneur in the marketplace. There will be 13 experts sharing insight and expertise on how you can build a better business for 2020. This virtual summit is totally free to attend, but you must register for access. To save your spot and select your sessions, simply go to www.mxsummit20.com and register. The power of the mastermind is the synergy created when multiple minds come together. So in that vein, don't keep this to yourself. Spread the word and invite your entire team, staff, or friends. We'll see you on January 17th and 18th. There'll be tons of great teachings to help you master business, as well as many giveaways, prizes, and surprises. Register now for the Mastermind Exchange 20 at www.mxsummit20.com. Yes. So we want to see you there. It is a free summit, virtual summit. We want to see you there. Register now. Tell them Ryan sent you. So let's get into it. Let's not waste any more time. Let's jump right into this week's episode, this week's interview. We're talking to David Hardrick. He's an insurance professional. We're going to talk about the importance of insurance, business insurance, personal insurance, life insurance, and why it's so important. It's one of those taboo topics sometimes. It seems like people don't ever want to talk about it, but it's no use in spending time building something if you're not going to spend time protecting it. So let's jump right into this week's interview with David Hardrick. Welcome. We are here with another great interview set up for you today for this week's episode of the Passionpreneur Podcast. I am sitting in with insurance professional David Hardrick, based out of Philadelphia. David, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it. Hello, everyone out there in Radio Land.
Absolutely. So we are excited to have you because, David, part of the Passionpreneur Podcast, one of our main goal is to help people create wealth, help people to do the things that they're passionate about doing, learn how to make a living doing those things. And one of the things that I always talk about, well, I don't always talk about, but one of the sayings that always sticks with me is that it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much you keep. And it's not about, we talk about building business, we talk about protecting businesses, and we want to talk about protecting our family and our personal stakes as well. So we wanted to bring you on because as an insurance professional, there's some things that I think that you can bring to the table that will benefit our audience, especially when we're talking about something that in our community specifically, folk act like it's taboo, don't want to talk about sometimes. So, David, let me just give you the floor to go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience and tell them who you are, what you do.
Okay, my name is Dave Hardrick. I work out of Philadelphia. I'm an insurance agent. I don't hide it. A lot of people in my field, they don't necessarily want to come right out and say they're an insurance agent because it's a salesy thing, and I get it because I get those same looks. But I'm upfront with what I do because I want to help people. Insurance transfers risk from you to the insurance company and allows you to kind of live your life the way that you want to live it. At the end of the day, any type of, we'll call it a catastrophe, can ruin you financially. Insurance companies can help you hedge your risk against that. So very important to have the products that I offer in a sense that it's going to allow you to, that's basically what keeps the world afloat is insurance. So the rich folks need it. We us regular folks, we need it as well.
All right, great. Now, David, tell them how did you get started in insurance? Is this what you went to school for? First of all, let me just shout out Hampton University. All right, is this what you went to school for, or how did you get into insurance?
I absolutely did not go to school for this. I was a physical education major by trade. I worked in education for a very long time, actually built a very nice career in the education field as an administrator in the charter school world in Philly, which is fairly volatile. That school closed, and I was looking for a different direction to go. I did some fitness stuff, and I actually finally sat down with one of those folks who wanted to share their personal business opportunity with me. It wasn't a multi-level marketing thing, and I actually got to sit down and listen to what they do. And I kind of I related to it. I felt that. My story is definitely, I had a friend that I went to high school with, same age as me. He got, diagnosed with cancer. We found out in August. We buried him in October. He didn't have health insurance when he was alive. He didn't have life insurance for when he died. His mother was left holding that bill, and it was those two instances that got me into the field. We're very underrepresented in the field. A lot of people I talk to tell me they're completely covered and all these things that they want me to get in, into their business and things like that. But guys, I'll say this. Most of you are underinsured. All right. Now, whether or not you decide to buy insurance from me, that's not my concern, but you need to know. All right. Later, I'll touch on some reasons why you need to know. But, yeah, that was it. It was, shout out to Louis Lloyd, rest in peace. He's the one who got to it.
Yeah, so let's talk about the types of insurance that are out there, maybe dispel some of the myths or some of the misconceptions of what exactly the products are. To tell us about some of the most popular insurances that are out there.
Well, I mean, insurance. There's insurance out there for anything that you want to protect, but in the general market, looking at your, your health insurance, your life insurance, auto insurance, homeowners insurance, renters insurance, your business policies, and then it kind of spreads out from there. Everyone has some form of insurance, even if you think you don't. Even if you don't have life insurance and you're a self-employed person, you got insurance in your cell phone. Okay, everyone has some sort of insurance. So there's a reason why it's there, and that is to prevent financial catastrophe.
Awesome. Now, what do you think are some of the reasons why people don't get insurance? Because, I think that, we got to get into a place where we start to understand that GoFundMe campaigns are not life insurance. So what are some of the reasons that you feel like people aren't getting insurance when they should be getting it?
Well, when you talk life insurance specifically, people look at it as another expense. It's not. So a couple of different products. The two main differences, you got your term insurance, you got your life insurance. Term is going to be temporary, meaning that it ends at a specific time or when you leave the organization, like the one you have with your job. And then there's permanent life insurance, which you can't outlive. Now, look at one versus the other. Term is going to be significantly cheaper than whole. But when you look at what term is there for, you buy term at age 30, age 40, you keep it for 20 years. That's for when you unexpectedly die. You're not supposed to die in your 30s, your 40s, or 50s, or even your 60s. That term is because you're working. All right, you're contributing to the household. You got a mortgage. You got kids in school. Okay, you have a wife who depends on your part of the income. Every week when you guys get paid. So when you have a term policy, that's there. It's got a higher face amount. It's got a lower monthly premium. That's there to replace income, to protect the mortgage. Okay, and when you look at whole life, that's kind of, for the average person, for someone who's middle class or below, that's all right. That's to help put you in the ground, to tie up any loose ends, like maybe a car loan that you may have bought it, when you retired or something like that. What I run into with folks is that they've already maxed out their income. All right. So they already have, the cable package. They already have the 4 phones. They already have the 2 car notes. They got the mortgage. And now here I come asking them to, invest $50, $100, $200 a month into something that can't touch or feel. Mm-hmm. So I think it's important for folks to look at insurance as something that's an essential. Okay, you can't be in a space where you're paying for all these things that are they're expenses. Insurance, the only thing that you buy, the money that you invest into it, is going to be significantly lower than the money that you get out of it. So you just have to look at it differently.
Awesome. Now, as an entrepreneur, what are some insurances? We touched on life insurance. What are some other insurances that, if I'm an entrepreneur and I'm starting a business, maybe it's a small business, I work from home, outside of life, what are some other things I should be looking at as far as protecting the business that I'm growing?
Well, it depends on what your business is. So if you are a brick and mortar type of business, you run a store or some type, you run a fitness facility, whatever the case, you're going to have your basics, which is going to be your dwelling policy. You're going to need a general liability policy. If you're going to be doing something in the, a trampoline park, you're going to need some higher limits of liability. We're working in a Catholic church that has a graveyard, so we had to add a coverage for the cemetery plots and the headstones because it was a historic landmark. So there's no one way to look at it. Like, for instance, if you I don't know exactly what your business is, Ryan, but let's just say it's something digital, you will probably be able to just kind of work off a general liability policy just in case you put something out there that's going to get you in trouble. And you'll if you're in the financial world like myself, I have to carry errors and omissions insurance, even though I know what I'm doing, in case I, forget to tell the person something on page 17 of the contract that they're signing, I don't get sued personally and get family ruined because the page didn't print out properly. Right. You know what I mean? So there's you can get it. Typically, with people, they in the field that they're in, and they copy what that person had, and that may be okay, but the best way to go about it is to contact a professional that has experience writing policies in your area. Okay, just because they got an insurance agency doesn't mean that they know all the insides and outs of the policies that you need.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing with you getting a lawyer or a doctor. You want a specialist or someone who actually does what it is specifically that you want. So that's good information. And kind of taking me down the direction I wanted to go next, and just what are some pitfalls that we should look to avoid, or maybe some things that we want to make sure. How can we make sure we're doing it right?
So that's a great question, actually. So, man, so what happens in this industry is that you go and you take your test and they ask you a million questions about every single type of insurance. And by law, you're an expert, but you really don't know anything. So you go and you put it out there that you're a new agent, and 50 million people come beating down your door, and it blows up your ego, and you go to the people who have the shiniest nickels for you. So you have guys that only sell certain types of insurance. Like you got guys who only sell mortgage protection, which is term. Nothing wrong with that. You got guys who only sell final expense insurance, which is whole life insurance. Nothing wrong with that either. The problem is when that's all you sell, you have a vested interest in that person buying what you sell. So if I sell mortgage protection and you rent your home, well, I don't get paid unless you buy something. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to sit down and I'm going to be nice and funny, and I'm going to sit on your couch until I get you to sign that contract and agreement. And you got a product that you may not necessarily need. You just bought what that person was selling. All right. So one thing I will say, there's nothing wrong with someone who only works for State Farm. There's nothing wrong with someone who only sells a particular type of insurance. But you need to know that. Okay? If someone only works for State Farm, they only work for Allstate, those are the captive companies, the guys with commercials. If that's all they work for, understand they can sell you. Okay? The reason why I went independent and the reason why I'm a broker is because I wanted to be able to offer as many carriers and as many types of coverages as possible to help people. Because if you, for example, find people seeing up, I'm not 50 yet. My friends are in their 40s. So that there was no way for me to I'm going to.
David, like you're breaking up on us. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Hello?
All right, yeah. All right, so you broke up on me. I lost you on that last point you were making. So go ahead, just start from beginning on that, and I'll edit that out.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. So let me get my thoughts together.
You were talking about being a broker.
Yes. Okay. So when you're looking at someone who is an independent broker, people like me, we represent a number of different companies. What we have the ability to do is shop your coverages to different companies, shop your application to different companies, and find out the one that's going to give you the lowest rate, the one that's going to give you the best benefits. One has a better cash value program than the other one. It's always good to be able to look at 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 7 carriers as opposed to just one. All right? Great company. State Farm, great company. They've got strong financial backing. They've been around for a long time. They pay their claims. But so does everyone else. All right? So the way I like to look at it, it's like, you can go to the grocery store and look at the 8 different types of macaroni and cheese they have, or you can go to the one macaroni and cheese restaurant and eat theirs. I'm either one, but I like variety.
Awesome. Now, Dave, you've given some great information to our listeners and to our passionpreneurs to really help them focus and protect what it is they're building, whether it be so many different areas of insurance. I think that we just kind of go through life, we have our limited knowledge of it and don't ever look deep into it because, for whatever reason, I don't know. But I think you've given a lot of great information. Hopefully the listeners gain that insight, understand that it's important to protect not just themselves, not just their health, not just their life, but also, their business and those things that are important to you. If it's important enough to build it, then it should be important enough for you to protect it. So, David, I want to give you a chance to go give us any closing words, any words you want to share with our listeners, and any contact information that you want to give out. You can go do that as well.
Absolutely. So here's what I want you guys to walk away with. A lot of people just don't understand, what it is we do. They want to ask anyone because they don't want their to turn into a sales pitch. All right. I do, and you guys that work in sales know that, once you walk in the store, that means you're interested. I don't look at it that way. Okay. So when you call, you email me, you call me, you text me, you DM me, we're having a conversation. If the situation lends itself to me pushing a little forward and saying, hey, well, you don't have anything. Let's find out how much it costs. I don't know how much it costs off the top of my head. Let me run some numbers and see what's going on, and then we can kind of decide which direction we want to go. If the conversation leads itself to that way, then that's where we'll go. But if all you need to know, hey, what's the difference between term and I'll tell you, it's not a problem. So you can reach me. I'm on all the socials at Insured by Dave. That's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Insured by Dave at gmail.com. You can call me at 484-212-1867. I work 24/7. You're never disturbing me. I'm happy to help. Okay, no question is too dumb.
I want to thank you so much. We appreciate that. Listeners, make sure you go ahead and reach out to them. Like you said, just get those questions answered. I mean, if you got a question, we don't want to not get a question answered and not have yourself protected because you were afraid to ask a question. So, David, I appreciate you for joining us, man. Appreciate all that you're doing, and I definitely wish you the best of success in all that you do.
My pleasure, Ryan. I enjoyed it, man. You guys are doing a great thing down there. You keep it up.
Thank you. And that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Passionpreneur Podcast. If you liked it, tell someone else about it. Go ahead and share it out. And also make sure you click that subscribe button and follow us and listen to every week's episode. I am your host, Ryan C. Greene. You can reach me at www.ryancgreene.com. Follow me on all social media at Raji Speaks. I look forward to working with you, talking to you soon. And just remember, if the best part about going to work is getting off of work, it's time to become a passionpreneur.